There's 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it. So the annual problem for our generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like maybe building a rocket or fighting a mummy or climbing up the Eiffel Tower. Discovering something that doesn't exist or giving a monkey a shower. Surfing tidal waves, creating nanobots or locating Frankenstein's brain.
It's over here!
Finding a dodo bird, painting a continent, or driving our sister insane.
Idiot!
As you can see, there's a whole lot of stuff to do before school starts this fall.
Come on, Barry!
So stick with us, cause Phineas and Ferb are gonna do it all. So stick with us, cause Phineas and Ferb are gonna do it all.
I'm Gabby.
I'm Haley.
I'm Michaela, and today is May 26th.
I can't believe it's already the end of the school year, and it's our last day as sophomores.
I know, and since we're on the topic of the end of the school year, let's take a moment to watch Kyler's video with his interview with Lou Horvath, the voice of Athens County, to see how much he's helped our community in school this year.
How long have you been doing the mic at Alexander?
I started doing the microphone in Alexander when my son Patrick was in the 7th grade. So we started doing soccer games then. So from the junior high soccer, I moved on to doing soccer for the varsity, your dad and your uncle. And then after that same year, Kelly Ryan, who was the athletic director, asked if I would do varsity basketball. So we started doing varsity basketball. At that time we had Division IV sectional tournaments here at Alexander. So I started doing those as well. After that, I started doing soccer at OU and women's basketball, volleyball, then moved up to doing, to include women's basketball, as I mentioned, men's basketball and football.
Wow, yeah.
So I'm a busy guy.
Yeah. How did you get started on the mic at Alexander?
We needed somebody to do the games for the junior high, and there was nobody available. So my job when I worked at Social Security was to do radio, TV, magazine articles, newspaper articles, so I was used to doing the microphone. And I was in a band too, so I was used to being around the microphone. So no one else wanted to do it, and I couldn't talk Jerry Crow into it. So I started doing those games, and that's how it all started, that little kernel.
Yeah, yeah. What are your thoughts about getting you on the microphone for the state tournament?
That's somebody else's job. I know there was something going on that wanted me to do this. Somebody had posted on Facebook that we should get this guy over. It would be fun, but someone else has that. Now when I started doing games in the Convocation Center, there was a guy named Tom Starr who was doing the OU games. And Wayne Horsley had been friends with Kelly Ryan, so he said, look, I've got somebody who can help out in the Convo for tournaments. This was in the year 2000. So I went in, and we had a schedule set up that I would do one day, he would do the other, so it would alternate, even odd. He didn't show up for the one day, he misread the schedule, so I showed up. Wayne said, come on, can you do this? I said, sure. So he showed up 5 minutes into a game and said, okay, I'm Tom Starr, I'm going to get up. I said, no, you're not, I'm staying. And that was it. He never came back, and I did all the games. So I've done over 500 tournament games in the Convocation Center. I've done more games in the Convo than any person living or dead.
Wow. What game has had like the most energy out of all your years, and what did you say would be your all-time favorite?
Well, it's hard to say. There's been so many. Soccer at OU last year when they finally broke into to be in the top 4. Basketball, Stevie Taylor hitting a 3 to beat Kent State. That was always a big one. The years when we went to the NCAA tournaments here at Alexander, watching in the Convo, Happy Jack just missing his shot at the end, so they almost made it to the district tournament. I mean, almost won the district tournament, but they lost in that second game. Had a lead, lost the lead, so those are exciting games.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of being a Spartan?
Just the energy from the whole community. You know, you go to a basketball game, people are really excited about that. We probably have the best soccer crowds in Southeast Ohio. You know, so it's always been interesting to me that there was that level of encouragement here for the Alexander fans, and it's been a pure joy.
School this year.
He sure has done a lot for our school. We will see him again during fall sports next school year.
Thank you, Lou, for all your help. In other news, the Spring Arts Festival was held on May 15th here at Alexander. The festival allowed the arts to show off what all they have done this year, so let's take a look.
Everything looks so great. As the school year comes to an end, the staff were asked what their favorite thing about this year was, so let's check it out.
Have there been any highlights to your year?
Yes, I was very excited to see that the Marietta Science Olympiad Regional was back in person, and we did exceptionally well. Our overall team finishes were first and second in the high school level, and second and third at the junior high level.
Good year. Well, I checked into retirement and it's a whole lot closer than what it used to be. The other thing is that these seniors were kindergartners when I started with all of them, so my heart is a little broken because they're leaving us.
The highlight of my year was being able to take the middle school and the high school choir to OU to perform for my old professors. That was really cool, and professors loved them, the OU students loved them, and they got some really good feedback to progress throughout the year.
It's been a rough year to be a teacher in general, but highlight for me personally is that this year I got to teach honors 8th grade, Algebra 1, as well as my traditional 8th graders. So finally getting to meet all the 8th graders, the honors kids included, has been a nice change for this year.
I think two stand out the most. One, we had a budget for the first time in years to purchase new books, and we got a lot of really cool sets that kids were interested in, so it's perked their interest. But the best part, I would have to say, is having kids back in the library. We've been able to read to them, which has been awesome because we weren't last year, and having them back in here to sit on the carpet and have them gather around and enjoy being read to, I think has to be the greatest highlight, I think.
What amazing work you guys have done this year. It's funny to think back on the last school year. I have to say, it was a weird one. What do you guys think?
I would have to agree. We started off wearing masks and had several quarantines. And we all got our license. And then Haley and I almost hit each other going into the school.
Yeah, and I have many boy problems.
Okay, let's get on the topic of summer. What are you guys doing during break?
I'll be working for sure.
As of right now, I have volleyball and probably work.
Well, Lexi did a video asking what people's summer plans are.
Summer is coming up fast. With only a couple weeks left of school, I talked to some people to see what they're looking forward to this summer.
My favorite part of summer is going swimming with my friends.
I'm excited to go to Tennessee with friends.
I'm excited to go to Myrtle Beach this summer so I can spend time with my mom.
Excited for summer so I don't have to come back to school the next year.
One thing I'm looking forward to this summer is probably lake swimming.
So this summer I'm going to be able to drive, so that's like a big thing for me. And also I'm really excited for marching band because it's going to be senior year. We've already started picking out like the senior show and everything, and it's just going to overall be fun. So that's what I'm excited about.
One thing I'm excited for is going to the beach.
Okay, so over the course of this year, I was selected as a scholarship recipient for $10,000 each year, and also one really cool thing I'm doing this summer is they're gonna fly me out to California to go to a week trip in Stanford where they're gonna give me free golf stuff, and I'm gonna learn how to golf and do business stuff, which is gonna be very fun.
I'm excited for my beach trip with Macy, Jordan, and Haley.
Me and Marley and Smalls and Michaela are going to Virginia Beach.
We're excited to party. Yeah.
I bet those people will have a lot of fun this summer.
I'm sure they will. Don't forget about your summer bucket list too. The 8th graders better enjoy the summer before they come up to high school. Speaking of 8th graders, JoJo did a Q&A to help them get ready for high school. Let's take a look.
So how do you get a job in high school? you go to wherever you want to work and you apply. And then you go for an interview and you get to go out.
Nice. That's crazy.
Wait,
Yeah.
So on average, how much homework do you get?
I think it depends on the class and if you're in any extracurricular activities.
So what's been your hardest class throughout high school?
Probably chemistry. It's like Hendo explains it pretty good. It's just a hard class to maintain and study for.
What's it like looking over people's heads here?
It's really nice because I can see all their bald spots.
So I would like to know what we do in agriculture.
So in ag, you're going to learn about multiple different things. There's a greenhouse class, an ag mechanics class, and then there's like an introduction class. And in each class, it'll obviously be different. The greenhouse class, you'll go out in the greenhouse and you'll plant plants, and you kind of run the plant sale. And then in the ag mechanics class, you bring in projects, and you work on them or you fix them and do whatever's wrong with them.
So how do you manage all the homework in high school? I would say to make sure you stay organized and try your best not to procrastinate.
Is high school really as difficult as people say?
No, not for the most part. It's actually pretty easy. I mean, there's rough patches, of course, but it's a pretty fun time.
What do you play for college?
So you're gonna want to fill out your Common App early. That will include your essay, all your clubs. Make sure to join a lot of clubs, and then you're gonna want to write your really sad essay that makes the college board be like, I want them to go to my school. And then you're gonna get lots of scholarship, and then you're gonna commit. But make sure to always submit your applications early.
It's going to be a fun year for them next year.
One last thing to end our final broadcast of the year is a summer bucket list. Here it is.
Well, that's all we have for you today. And this is
Alex TV 22.
Have a good summer.
Watch Kyler's interview with Lou, the voice of Athens County, to see how much.
You didn't even say his last name.
Horvath. How do you say it? How do you say it? Horvath?
There's a V.
Horvath.
Bath, not bath.
Ready?
Go ahead and start it.